Welcome back to the Fate of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running our game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm von Kessel, the human swashbuckler rogue. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Donitis playing Rudy Whitaker, the shifter Eldritch Knight.
And Joel Gorman playing Wrath, the invincible warlock.
Thank you for joining us once again. We're the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos on Thursdays on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any of our great content.
You can also join us on Tuesday evenings when we broadcast this campaign right here on YouTube. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can also check us out as an audio-only podcast as well.
And with that, let us return to Drakkenheim.
Drakkenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakkenheim.
Well, Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto are gallivanting off, causing chaos in the ruins of Drakkenheim. Wilhelm and Rudy, along with the Lord Commander Elias Drexel, and the rest of Wilhelm's staff, the Lieutenant Commander Elias Drexel, have been plotting their next move into Drakkenheim. It is here that the Lieutenant Commander has prepared in your tent at Camp Dawn sort of a map of the ruins and all sorts of logs and books about the resources that will be brought to bear for the mission at hand, and deciding what the steps are to finally and properly restore the kingdom of Westamar. It is as these meetings are being prepared, there is a sudden crack and a bolt as Wrath suddenly appears right beside Rudy just as the meeting is about to begin.
As this happens, I kind of pull my fist back because I'm not really sure.
There is like the guards, like the idea of a teleport attack is something that has been discussed, and so like many of the hooded lanterns draw their bows, and there's
I dive under the table.
That's your move. That's what you have to do.
Pork chops!
Or I have like a hand axe that I pull to your throat, and I'm just like, Wrath! Oh my gosh! And I pull you into the biggest bear hug you've ever had.
I pop up from the table.
Wrath! What happened? Where'd you come from?
I am completely naked. Save like a loincloth and like a chain shirt. I'm Porky.
Do you still have the mask from the clone tank on?
I think it ripped off. It ripped off. But I am.
And you have a sack of things that you stole?
I have I'm like the weirdest Santa that you've ever seen. And I'm dripping with goo, like an ambiotic goo.
Yeah.
I start to press the digitate.
All my stuff is gone except, I'm wearing just a shirt. How far does it come down?
You cropped out.
I imagine it's like I'm like
I think like you've just basically got skivvies, and I would even say like normally Wrath. I think one of the things that you're realizing is Wrath's mohawk is that a choice?
Yeah, it's gone. Because I haven't disguised myself yet, so I'm bald.
Are you bald, or would you have a full head of hair?
Oh, would I have a full head of hair?
Do you just have like long purple hair?
Yeah, that's never been cut.
Yeah.
Like never trimmed, never cut hair. It's just like long flowing.
long flowing locks, luscious hair.
And as you embrace me, my wet
Wait, why
hair
are we embracing
slap-
her?
Yes.
I'm embracing.
Yeah.
I embrace.
Why? I mean, why?
You look
Lay on the
weird.
ground.
You're a gooey, long-haired. Like, are you wearing your mask? You wouldn't be wearing your mask.
Yeah, I'm not even wearing my mask.
So we see, like, I don't even recognize you. You have a mouth,
I have a.
and it's a normal-looking mouth. What? All
Everything's
this
normal.
time,
Everything's normal. I look like a totally normal. Well,
very pale.
Asmar. Yeah, Asmar.
Well. Also, he looks several years younger because it is a clone, right? So like, and he isn't missing a finger.
All your
either.
fingies are
Yeah,
back.
I got my fingers back.
As I'm hugging you, I'm like, your skin is so baby soft. How did you?
Yeah, it's great.
You're very moist.
It's like you're just born or something.
Ew.
Yeah, I feel I am new. I am whole again.
What?
Wait.
I am back.
Can you please, in very simple terms, explain what happened?
And I take my jacket off and I put it around your shoulders.
In the simplest way, I killed my father 95 times.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm still lost.
You killed your father 95 times.
I woke up in a tank,
Right.
a pod,
You communicated with Rudy.
a coffin.
Let me.
A coffin.
In my father's lair. But you have to understand that family is chosen. Bruce is my family. By extension, you are my family. Lesser, but still there. I rank my family. It's a compliment. You're right up there. Bruce.
I feel complimented.
Good. And I realized, above all else, I'm invincible. I can never die. Every time I have come towards the cusp of my mortality, I'm sucked back into this mortal world, which means only one thing. I'm invincible. And I continue to cheat death. And when I saw my father's tanks, dozens of copies that he intended to use to keep his own mortality, I knew in that moment that they needed to be destroyed.
Do you think those are the only ones he hangs? Do you think that who we met was the first?
Who knows? But he will be the last. He did get away. My greed. I succumbed to my greed.
You couldn't kill him 96 times.
Yeah.
You decided to stop at 95.
Yeah.
Couldn't do one more.
I'm so tired.
You know, 95
so tired
is good.
Of killing.
In the midst of this commotion, Elias has alerted one of the Hooded Lanterns to go get River.
And my pants.
And
I send a page.
Yeah.
To get my stuff.
And River does come into the room along with Eldrick, and she also does give you a big hug, and she's like, "You're alive. I was so worried. What happened?"
It appears our father has created clones. And his intention was to imprison us when we succumb to some fate. I was able to escape his chambers. He's really mad. He's really mad at me. But it is one of his sanctums has been destroyed. One less place for him to hide.
You escaped on your own. Father gravely underestimated what you were capable of. I don't think that for a moment he thought that you would ever be able to do anything like that to him.
A lot of people have underestimated me my entire life. I found these books to try not to linger on that thought too long. Here are some of his books. I took these.
I, for one, always knew you had it in you.
Thank you.
I believed in you from the first moment we met.
The whole time?
Gradually, over time, it started as a loose believing in you, out of requirement, and it grew into a very real believing in you, and I trusted that you would come back to us.
Well, no matter. I do not put my faith outside of myself or Bruce anymore. I know what I am capable of and how I can reach beyond even this plane of existence. And my power just grows stronger, as does my loyalty to Bruce.
Oh.
Well, I mean, nobody starts at their full potential, so you got had lots of room to grow, and we see it. You look at you, Wrath. More powerful than you were ever before.
And just wait till I get my pants back. Then I will be the most powerful.
You said that he had created dozens of clones?
Dozens, and some of them were not innate. They came alive.
Not inert.
Inert. That, the word you said. And they were able to attack me. I ate them, but
You ate them.
You ate them.
yes. I ate them, and they are now dead.
When you eat
But-
them, do you gain their power?
No,
Oh.
it was for pure enjoyment.
Sorry, you ate people.
I was a dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sheds a bit more clarity on that. I thought you were really embracing like a Bruce lifestyle there. So
No, but you are right. Maybe that is the next step.
This is a fortuitous turn of events. Not only has Wrath returned to us, but you've struck a terrible blow against Alabaster. To create that many clones, I've never heard of anyone undertaking a project like that before. Alabaster would have taken Alabaster years to create that. And you undid it. Just like that.
Yeah, it was pretty,
I don't think that this is the end of Alabaster by any stretch,
no.
but he will.
He's very mad. He is very frustrated with me.
And I mean, with no clones, he's much weaker.
Indeed. If he has no backup of his own anymore, it means that he must risk his own life if he wishes to strike back against us. This will mean he will have to be far more conservative, and if he has had to abandon one of his strongholds, as you said, then it also means that perhaps he will think twice before striking back against us now.
I mean, if Raph did that all on his own, he must have probably a new opinion about facing all of us.
Indeed, indeed.
He had a clone of you.
Yes.
Did he have any other clones?
There was one of River, which I destroyed.
Oh. I suppose that's for the best.
I did not want you falling into his trap. Also, the place was destroyed.
where was it?
I do not know. I never left until I appeared here. I can only assume.
And you have no sense of where Alabaster has gone from here.
No, sadly he did escape. Again, it was my greed. I was hoping to gather some material components against him and attack. But once I had gathered enough resources, he left.
I mean, you have a giant bag with you. You pulled these books out, but
I'm hoping the books will give us some clues as to potentially where his other hideouts might be, or what his abilities are.
This is a delicate situation, indeed. This is the second Academy Director who has had their one of their sanctums upended by the meddling of some of our companions. It might be that the rest of the Directorate will be set reeling by this and not want to risk further confrontation with us or with each other.
Well, then it seems that perhaps the accidents caused in Nox and Wrath escaping are all in benefit to us against the Academy. If they become frightened to bother... I doubt that the entire Academy Directorate is afraid of us, but I know that they are people who do not want their things that they spend years working on destroyed, and so they would be less likely to put themselves in our path of destruction, it seems.
One thing to bear in mind about many of us in the Academy, and the Directorate is no different from this, is that at the end of the day, most members of the Academy value their lives more than their work. And if they can, and even if it means losing their work, as long as you are alive to continue and restart, we have the benefit of that. It might be that the Directorate is a little less aggressive, given what has happened of late. Some of them may be biding their time. And certainly, that might be something that they, right now, Your Majesty, your forces are at their strongest.
And we have struck many powerful blows against our enemies. We've united Westamar, and we have defeated the Duchess, and we have sent the Academy Directors possibly back a few steps.
Elias Drexel steps in. Yes, between our enemies, the best move at this stage would be to strategically, if they wanted to attack us, now would not be the time to do it. They would almost be better off, in most cases, to even... As much as I hate to say this, Wilhelm, and this is something you should be mindful of, it may be better for many of your enemies to allow you to simply succeed and do whatever you can at taking Drakkenheim, and wait for you to expend your forces and attack you when you are trying to recuperate.
It still doesn't seem like a reasonable choice to not push forward, though, with the mission, even knowing that it could leave me vulnerable. It is still worth the while to end this war on Drakkenheim.
But we cannot be reckless with our resources. If you show weakness, if we lose too many in achieving what we do, if we lose too much strength, if we spend too much, it could fracture all of the supportive power that you have. At this stage, you have almost taken the throne, and the challenge will be keeping it, because if you do show weakness, your enemies will want to take advantage of it. But right now, you have the benefit of power.
There are still two enemies present. I mean, the Directorate isn't gone, but with them taking a step back, Alabaster taking a step back does not mean that he didn't sell hundreds of those constructs to the Queen of Thieves. And then we still have Lucretia Matthias occupying the city. Hopefully Sebastian Veo and Pluto can do something there. They've been sent out to take Lucretia in and to find the remaining relics. If they arrive back with those relics, I don't see any reason to waste the forces pushing for the throne. We've been to the throne room. All six of us have made it to the throne room and back. I think we could do it again.
I think, if anything, crowning you is going to be the way that we maintain and continue to build your power.
And with the crown, we can control some of the constructs of the city, which gives us another force to fight back against. I think that the forces shouldn't be expended against the monsters of Drakkenheim. They should be used to defend this city, help with... I foresee an upcoming war against the Queen of Thieves and Lucretia Mathias. If Lucretia Mathias is brought in, hopefully her followers will disband, but if they don't, they could see her being brought in as a reason to rise together against us. That's when we will need our forces.
Wrath, what do you think? Do you think your father is going to try to make a move against you, or what do you think he'll do next?
He's mad. But he is afraid. If we do not pursue him, he will not go away.
But you have no idea where he's gone. And I think leaving Drakkenheim now, is that a good idea?
Does it have to be all of us?
Do we have any idea where he might have gone?
Can I check out this ring now?
River says, I can try to identify everything, and I can go through the books that you found to see if maybe there's a clue, maybe if there's an inkling of where he might have gone. Some of these books might be illustrative of something at the very least.
If we could find, like, I mean, if these are spell books, they could have teleportation circles. It could be keys to at least where I was. Maybe.
Well, if they're items, I've seen Sebastian where if he has something, he can teleport there, right? Would those have any connection to where they came, where he stole them from?
Well, this is a good point. These books belong to Alabaster. Could we simply use them to teleport to his location based on holding something that is of his?
It's possible.
Even just, what if we even try to scry on him?
Yes, it would be possible to spy on him using these. If you have an object that he belonged to him, like one of these, we may be able to use these to at least spy on him or try to discern his position, assuming he hasn't gone into serious hiding. But even being able to confirm that alone, that if he has hidden himself within a protected sanctum, which probably his previous lair was as well.
You can't have that many protected sanctums. We can.
I would not put it past
But I'm hoping
him to have more than one. Nevertheless.
So, I mean, we can, based on the information we can get from the Academy and these magic items that you brought back, we have to figure out, is it Alabaster, is it the throne?
Wilhelm, what do you think?
It's a difficult choice. Right now we have sent 3 of our companions into the city to start the process. They are relying on us as much as we are relying on them. I think to leave Drakkenheim in this moment might be abandoning them in their quest. They should hopefully be back with the relics, and then they're going to be getting the bones of Argonath. Once we have the throne, the idea is to rid the city of delirium. Is there a way that we can go after, or send somebody after Alabaster?
Is there anyone from the Academy might be best in tracking down someone of his magical nature?
River says, I will peruse these books, and I'll use my knowledge and skills, and I'll try to see if I can track him down, or at least find out what he might be doing next.
The way I see it, there's no time to waste. It will take River time to decipher these books and find if we can even get a hint of Alabaster's location. So I'm saying, what I think I'm saying here is, Alabaster and going after him is on the table, but there's no point sitting around here for days while we try to decipher that. We can leave that to River while we continue to the throne room. That way we're not wasting days. I think that right now we need to push, and if River gets information, we will work that in as it becomes apparent. I think that it is important what you've discovered, and I think that it is important that we stop your father.
Do you think that by letting him live, he could interfere with you taking the throne?
If he does, then that brings him to us, and that also solves the problem.
At this stage, with what you've done to him, he will need a great deal of time to recuperate before he is in position to strike back.
So, I will only express my sadness for my greed. I could have killed him.
You will. I will help you kill your father.
Thank you. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
You're my friend, and what are friends for other than killing? I'm sorry, I'm losing the track here. As my friend, I would.
I just want revenge.
Revenge.
And you taught me that revenge is the most important thing. Rule number 48.
It's not the rule, but I will admit that I was obsessed with revenge when we first met, and I'm sorry if you took a lesson from that I wish you hadn't.
Set a bad precedent.
Yeah,
See,
you
I
did
told
it for
ya.
so long that's all I know you for.
I kind of was a revenge guy. That was my whole shtick for, that was like my character arc revenge, and then it kind of blew up in my face, and Elias is right there, look at him, we're great. So, I'm not saying you should forgive you, this is getting
Should I
complicated.
reconcile with my father?
No.
No, Red.
I don't think, I can't say no. I thought that there was no way I would ever let Elias live. Sorry, Elias, to bring this up. I know these are old wounds. But, when I had my knife at my sword at his throat and was like, I'm going to murder you. And he was like, okay.
It's all right.
Well, what was I supposed to do? He wouldn't even
it's all
fight
right.
me. Anyway, your father, we might fight him. And we might kill him. Or maybe he'll turn a new leaf. I don't know. I don't know.
He is not my father.
And also,
He's not your
wait,
father?
he's not your father?
You were adopted?
He is.
This is getting more complicated.
If he is my father, then those mindless creatures in his tanks were my brothers and sisters. His creations.
But they were him, so weren't they?
Do not become.
They were more like
There
aunts
is
and
no
uncles.
tie. Bruce is my true family.
Wait, Bruce is your father.
And by extension, you two are. It is your actions that make you closer to me than he will ever be. And for that, when I destroy him, I will not be ridding myself of anything but a broken past.
Sometimes, when the family that we know is taken from us, whether by circumstance or by the way that they'd have decided to treat us, it is best to surround ourselves with people that we can love and find a way forward from there.
And Wrath, I know you have in your mind he's weak. Go after him now, but regardless of how he brings back strength, we know and now we see you can take him on no matter how many clones he has. We'll help you do it.
Thank
Alright?
you.
If you did that by yourself, imagine what the 3 or 6 or 10 of us could do.
Rudy, I wish to bestow a gift upon you.
Okay, a gift. Oh.
I found this in my father's chamber, and it just seemed like it emanated a Rudy vibe.
Oh.
And I'm gonna just kind of show you the handle through the bag.
What is it?
Just grab it. Just grab it.
Stick my hand in the bag.
And grab the handle.
Grab.
I want to
What
give.
do I grab?
I want to give Rudy the Vorpal sword.
Oh.
It's too big for me,
Red.
and I wish not to carry it. But it seems like something that you would be really into.
Thank you, Raph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like weigh it in my hands. It's a bit different than like my axe. Yeah, I could chop off a lot of heads with this.
You can chop off a lot of heads with that.
What is the Vorpal sword? What does it look like and what does it do?
Yeah.
I feel like I would love... Rudy pulls this blade out. Is it like...
And it's a great sword.
It's a pretty good sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
It's good. It's good. He's here all week.
Vorpal greatsword. Okay. What does it say? Oh, wow.
+3.
It's a +3. When you use this weapon to attack, you gain +3 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls. In addition, it ignores resistance to slashing.
Good.
When you use this weapon to attack a creature that has at least one head, and roll a 20 on a d20 for the attack roll, you cut off one of the creature's heads. The creature dies if it can't survive without a lost head. A creature is immune to this effect if it has immunity to slashing damage, if it doesn't have or need a head, or if the DM decides that the creature is too big for the head to be cut off with this weapon. Such a creature instead takes an extra 30 slashing damage. Wow. If they have legendary resistance, it can expend 1 daily use to avoid losing its head. So it's a head-chopping sword.
Yeah. I just had this feeling that it's a Rudy sword
Oh my gosh.
when I first saw it.
That's so funny.
And since you have followed Bruce so diligently these past few weeks, I think it was only appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, why is it less to hit than your Lunar Crescent Axe? Monty, any idea? Her Lunar Crescent Axe is +16 and the Vorpal Blade is +13.
Is she not attuned?
That might be it.
Now, we will lose the healing property of your axe.
Mm-hmm.
But we gain the head chopping property.
Rudy does enjoy chopping off people's heads. I've seen it many times, like those poor people in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I mean,
That poor
from time to
family.
time. So what does the Vorpal greatsword look like?
It is a massive two-handed sword where it comes to an impossibly fine edge, and the sides of the blade, like where the bevel of it, is almost like a crimson edge.
Oh.
Red.
Wrath, come here for a sec. Do you want a haircut?
Yes.
Yeah, like it feels like you just need to take
Yeah.
this like it's one of those things where like if you held up like a piece of fabric or cloth and just like gently brought the blade up to it, it would already start cutting it.
Wow.
Cool.
I usually just carry my axe on my back, but I probably need a proper, what is it, sheath?
In case you accidentally like nick yourself and just like, shh, oh, my head.
Ah, my artery.
It's so sharp that like,
You need many versions of dulling it.
this is kind of like, I don't know how more people don't like lose limbs with lightsabers, you know? Feels like that. It's like if you make one wrong maneuver,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, my arm.
Yeah, you gotta definitely have a training saber. You know?
Sometimes it's not bad to have a dull blade.
Well, I mean, thank you, Wrath. It's a beautiful gift, and I will chop off as many heads as I can using this
Please.
to protect you.
Thank you. And that's the only gift, just so that everyone's not going to be bugging me.
You didn't happen to find a glass eye or anything?
I can draw one on. No, I did find
Like a magic glass eye that can shoot arrows out of it.
that would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. I'm just thinking. I don't know how magic items work really, but
I'll be honest, there was a bit of a time crunch. And even then, I think I wasted a lot of it. There was a horrible monster with anti-magic vision that protected one of his stashes. But I think there are more that we can go back for.
I don't. The gift you brought us the gift of information.
Also, this ring that I don't know what it does.
You're wearing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wrath, you're the gift. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eldrick can identify it for you. It is a ring of feather falling.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it seems handy.
Yeah. But Elias Drexel continues. Wilhelm,
Yes.
in order to crown you, we will need to entrust the seals of Westamar to 6 different individuals. It is customary that the inscrutable staff is held by a representative of the Amethyst Academy, and that the High Flamekeeper's reliquary, which Veo, Sebastian, Pluto are in the process of retrieving, is held by the representative of the Faith of the Sacred Flame, which in this case would be Eldrick, and I would recommend, given the trust that we have, Ophelia Reed.
Yes.
Veo, as Lord Commander, holds the Lord Commander's seal.
So she will need to be present.
That leaves us with the Steward's signet, the Chancellor's signet, and the Spymaster's ring. Now, you do not need to appoint these positions permanently. And one thing that I want to caution you on is these positions in the long term are important political appointments, and you may wish to choose close allies or those you wish to bestow your favor upon to these positions. But in the interim, it is up to you to decide who will bear these.
So we can have placeholders for now. I don't need to commit to a long-term choice.
No, and one thing that I would be wary of, for example, is I'm aware that the High Flamekeeper's reliquary is also one of the relics of Saint Vitruvio. And your friend Pluto may have an interest in wielding these relics, and it may even be useful for him to do so.
It may.
But long term, I'm concerned that a Caspian High Prince and possible ruler of Caspia wielding important relics of Westamar is not necessarily the best place for those relics, despite the valor of Pluto.
That is absolutely fair.
It's not good optics.
But for the time being, to get to the throne room and do the crowning, I also know that members of the Amethyst Academy are not supposed to hold any position in office aside from
Correct.
the mage. For this instance, heading to the throne room in the heart of Drakkenheim, am I able to give these temporarily to other members of the Academy, such as Wrath and Sebastian?
It could be an issue, but anyone who will raise it as an issue, as long as you're willing to abdicate it from them and take it back, hopefully we can resolve that.
This is simply a method to get us to the throne room and crowned, after which we will return the relics. Pluto may hold on to his until the Battle of Drakkenheim is over, at which case I would ask him to give up the
Very
relics
well,
of
then.
Saint Vitruvio back to the flame.
Who would you like to entrust these seals to then?
So, Eldrick, I do believe that you could hold, although we could give the staff to Sebastian. I would ask you, Ulrich, how comfortable are you coming to the throne room in Castle Draken?
To be perfectly frank, I would rather not risk my life going there.
Then would you be okay with entrusting the staff to Sebastian until he returns from the
Yes.
throne room? Then we will need somebody, though, because there are 5 companions and myself. I cannot hold a badge.
Correct.
Well, Ophelia.
Yeah.
But Pluto will want the phylactery.
He doesn't have to take it though. Could we give him something else?
I think he should have all the relics of Saint Vitruvio
All right.
to make him a more powerful ally.
Okay.
So I guess the question is,
You're my chancellor.
oh, okay.
You might be giving that up shortly, but for now, that's you can.
Long term, I don't think
Okay.
chancellors for me.
No, I wouldn't. I would put you as the leader of my guard, but I also am happy that after this is all done, Rudy, I imagine you'll return home. We'll talk about that later. That's
We'll
a
see.
conversation for later. I'm not going to drop you
Shipping
over
me
top.
off.
Very well.
But we are
It's
gonna
done.
we have
So
been
you'll
actively
have-
planning your retirement party.
We have a
We
cake
have a place.
ready.
Yeah.
So you will have Pluto carry the reliquary, Rudy carry the Chancellor's crest, Sebastian carry the inscrutable staff, Veo with the Lord Commander's seal. That leaves the stewards and the spy masters.
I believe that Wrath, although we can't keep it permanently, makes an excellent spy master.
What's it do?
I don't know, but you make a good spy master.
Sure.
You're excellent at spying on people and being manipulative and weird. That was a compliment.
Was it?
Do you feel complimented?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Who would you like to ask to wear the steward's seal?
Who is willing, and I'm going to address the room, who is willing to come to the throne room of Castle Draken?
I am.
Oh yeah. You should
Oh,
just
yeah,
do
you
him.
don't be a good steward.
All right. Elias Drexel, I bestow upon you the steward's badge.
Very well then. Seems strange for me to wear this, and it's a bit of a reversal for me and Veo, but but that's fine. How would you like to approach this?
We still have some hold on the clock tower, I believe.
Yes.
So it will be easy enough for us to venture to the clock tower. Easy enough, I say. We still do need to wait for Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto to get back with a report on, and hopefully with the final relics. Once they do, the three of us could head to the clock tower. And then once Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto get back, well, they may still have more mission left to do.
Well, it depends. Hopefully, if they're coming back, they've accomplished the things they need to accomplish, and then we can head in.
And then we head into the throne room.
Guess my question is, alas, is there any reports of anything going on in the city that we need to be mindful of moving towards the castle right now?
There's a few things that you can possibly attend to, perhaps surveying the troops and otherwise. But I think that if you wanted to mobilize forces and choose some soldiers to accompany us to the castle, we could prepare and start mounting that mission for when Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto return.
I say we bring a sizable force through the gate to the barracks, leave some of our troops there because the barracks is going to be a place that we will be occupying for some time, and making sure that we have fortified that is good. Taking another regiment of troops to the clock tower and fortifying that area just gives us a sort of leg into Drakkenheim. From there, a smaller force will push forward to the castle with all of the relics in hand, all of the seals, sorry. And once we make it to the throne room, we will do the crowning ceremony. Once that's done, we pull out of the castle, regroup, and then it's time for the final push to the crater, I believe.
Very good. Well then, I think that the next step for you, Wilhelm, Rudy, is for the two of you to choose which soldiers you would like to bring with us for that mission, and decide on that. I can bring you through the troops, and we can see. With that, Elias brings the three of you out into the camps to survey the situation. And this is where we will reconnect things. Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto return from their mission and have their meeting that occurred a few episodes back with Eldrick, River, and the Lord Commander. And so, if you would like, we can bring everybody together to plan the next move. If you'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. It is the next day, or so. Wrath has returned. Veo and Sebastian Pluto have returned and recuperated from their mission. Wilhelm, Rudy, and Wrath have been briefed on what happened, and everyone is now up to speed on all the events of the past week or so. Gathered in Camp Dawn are all 6 of our heroes. Wilhelm, Rudy, Wrath, Sebastian, Veo, Pluto. With you as well here are Elias Drexel, Eldritch Runeweaver, River, as well as Ophelia Reed, and several other representatives of your various other forces, as well as the Baron Eric von Molenberg, Rudy's one of Rudy's adoptive parents.
There.
Or sorry, one of Veo's adoptive parents. Pardon me. Multiple characters. Elias Drexel opens the case that has contained the various relics and seals of Westamar.
We still have the delirium, the massive delirium geode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are we doing with that?
And you have the diamond of Mount Cadath.
What does that do?
A diamond?
It was a very valuable diamond from the vaults of
Right.
Drakkenheim.
Oh, yeah.
We also took Pluto had like gold bars stashed in
Yeah.
his, and he like threw them into like chests and
so
stuff.
much
We are
money.
so rich.
Yeah.
All right, so we have all of that out on the table.
Just heaps
Yeah.
of gold and
So
They
there are
rusted,
all the seals of Westamar and all of the relics of Saint Vitruvio in play right now. Okay.
I think that we should also bring onto the table what the heck we're doing with this delirium. Because I actually forget what
Okay.
now. So like I want to know what's our plan with the seals. Like,
Yeah.
let's lay it all out.
Yeah.
Let's lay it out.
Okay. And they long rested.
It is time to put the cards on the table. We have gathered everything here. And in advance of this meeting, there is a full security sweep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've cast some spells.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
no one's looking at us.
Yeah.
We've done the "Are you the Queen of Thieves?" and like slapped
The
random pages.
whole yeah. People have been
It's like the White House.
people have been true sight. People have been
The Oval
detected their
Office.
thoughts.
We've kicked a few people out of just out
Yeah.
of suspicion.
Pure
we
suspicion.
spent a 24-hour period doing a security
Yeah,
check.
a full security sweep. Yeah, in advance of bringing all this stuff out. So
All right.
I'm willing to grant that all of this has been put on the
Do
table.
we feel 100% confident?
Feel 98%.
Oh, of course. It's like germs. There's
I'm
always
never
gonna be
confident.
Yeah, yeah.
germs. Are you the Queen of Thieves?
Yes.
Ah, man.
Ha.
Okay.
Oh, I'm Sebastian. Hi.
Yeah. With all this laid out, Elias Drexel begins. We have reassembled the valuable relics of Drakkenheim. All together as one.
Good job, team.
Woo.
We did it.
Way to go.
Yeah. Only took minimal explosions.
Really?
Ophelia
Yeah,
Reed
that's
says. Now, along with the relics of Saint Vitruvio, however, we do not have the bones of Argonath,
Yet.
but we do have all of Saint Vitruvio's relics that are now carried by Pluto Jackson.
Saint Pluto Jackson.
Saint Pluto Jackson.
I'm oily. I'm here. Ready to party.
That's your new tagline. It's gotta be.
We have now entrusted the seals to those who will be bearing them. Now,
Double staff.
if you
Holding them.
don't want to attune to them, you don't have to.
You just need to hold it.
You do need to hold it though.
The staff is cooler than the staff of power, right?
I mean, you can technically use two staffs.
the power of the
This is
sun in the
this is
palm of my hands.
It's like Infinity Stones. Like I could see it like coursing through your brain.
Both my arms turn black and weird, and like veiny and
doing that on
creepy.
purpose?
This demon.
And I can give you temporary hit points.
I am a god. I will defeat Drakkenheim.
Wrath just looks at you and nods approvingly. Yes.
There's this moment that makes everybody else in the room uncomfortable where Wrath and Sebastian just like slowly lock eyes and start nodding at each other, and everybody else in the room is like, oh no.
I think
I'm
I'm
so
gonna.
jealous, but I also love it.
Oh man, together we could rule. We'll talk in private.
Yeah.
We'll
we
talk
go to
about it.
another private.
Yeah, so the
or
inscrutable
sanctum.
staff, it
Sorry.
it casts haste, slow, arcane eye, dimension door, arcane hand, wall of force, disintegrate, reverse gravity, and maze.
And I can attune to both.
Technically, I guess.
But then I would have to give up my ring or my robe. Not my robe.
The ring. What's the ring do?
That's my ring that stores spells. But do I need to store spells if I have 2 staffs? Like,
All the spells? Do you need?
no, I don't think I do. So that's on D&D Beyond, right?
Yeah, the inscrutable staff. Yep, and all of them are. Yep. Now the Spy Master's signet. While wearing it, you can cast Disguise Self at will, and you can turn invisible as an action. You remain invisible for 1 minute, or until you use a bonus action to become visible again. Once you use this power, it can't be used till the next dawn. Now notice this is invisibility that does not end when you attack or cast a spell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, those are some. Wrath can just do all that, but the invisibility is pretty cool.
That is cool. What do you got? Attuned. What does Wrath have attuned?
Wrath is rocking, this Efreeti chain shirt that he found.
Oh, what? You didn't even mention that.
Yeah, it's all fiery and cool looking. It's pretty cool. It makes me immune to fire damage, and I can just walk on molten rock.
Oh.
And I know primordial. What's primordial?
It's the language of elementals.
Cool.
Very cool.
I now control the elements.
Fire, specific.
Fire above all else. And I found some like rod from it.
You found a what?
I found like a rod that's like
A rod.
yeah.
You're attuned to a rod.
No, I found a rod.
Oh, you found a rod.
Yeah, it's just like it's
Like just an inanimate rod?
it's
Just like a...
Is it at least like a weapon?
yeah,
good.
it's pretty cool. It's a rod.
Okay.
But then
Moving on, then.
Yeah, moving on.
A rod.
And then
That's not important, it's not important.
a potion of fire giant strength.
No.
I found that. And so if you want that, Rudy, you can have it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
or
what does it do? Tell me what it does.
It makes you strong like a fire giant.
How strong is
Actually, I think it might actually be a negative for you.
I have a belt of fire giant strength, so.
You know, maybe I'll
Does
hang
it just
on to
add or does it just live?
it? It accelerates. So you're actually probably stronger.
Why don't you give that to Pluto?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, you're Wrath right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you're wearing Pluto's helmet.
I
It's
don't know who
confusing.
I am. It's all a blur.
I think with the Chancellor's crest, I think I'm better just to hold it. Because, I mean, it gives me lots of languages, but I don't necessarily know if I need that to smash
Yeah.
things.
Just hold it.
All right.
Yep, I'll allow you all to just hold them.
Can I tape my 2 staffs together to make one super staff? Doesn't have any extra abilities, I'm just holding it in one hand. Both staffs.
Can they be extended?
You can
like
take
this?
the dual wielder feat.
What's your better hand? What's like your dominant hand?
For staff holding?
Yeah.
Well, so Sebastian's dominant hand, he's right-handed.
Is he?
But he holds his staff with his left.
Candy extras.
Because this is his like spell slinging hand. But this is his like
Yeah.
but this one he needs to
What
do
if
like
you tape them to your arms so they're just extensions of your arms?
staff arms?
And I say tape, but we should just use like leather and.
We used to play staff arms in like the Paradox Castle.
No.
Yeah.
What you
At
need?
school, you take the potion bottles and you tape them to each other, and you call it staff arms.
Amazing.
Yeah, and you see who can drink the most potions in one night without causing a really bad arcane anomaly.
That's actually a really.
It was a
fun
really fun game.
How
College.
old are you when you were doing?
Oh, this was like, right before I got kicked out. So
Oh, all right.
the ages are a little confusing. My timeline is a little bit messy, and we're not going to worry about it.
You just
Okay.
strap them to your belt so that way you can hold them, but then if you let them go, they just hang by your side.
So no strapping them together.
Well, you could strap them together on one
No,
side.
like just I'll work on it. I need my aesthetic to be good. Okay, it's important that my
Is there
aesthetic.
magic you can like meld them together in one?
Maybe I'm gonna look through my spells and see if I can make one super staff. Do I have?
No.
You can make them into a cross and then throw it like a.
Yeah, I'll tape them like a cross, and
And
then that way
Ah.
vampires.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Okay.
vampires.
Aren't you,
No undead. I start taping them as a cross. I'm like, ow, oh.
Sorry, we're getting caught up on the staff stuff. Sorry, Monty.
I'm off in a corner. Just leave me there.
Alrighty.
Cutting back to Wilhelm, who's
So if you've
serious.
all figured out your equipment now,
What does
that
the
is
relic-
very unserious, Wilhelm.
What's the reliquary do? Or did you already give them to me?
I think I gave them all to all to
Do you need a helmet too now? Is that what we got?
Look, I'm pretty sane.
St. Vitruvio's helmet?
I have the phylactery and I have the shield of the sacred flame.
Yeah. So Saint Vitruvio's reliquary, the shield, the helm of patron saints,
Oh, yeah.
the scepter of Saint Vitruvio, and
need some
Ignatius,
more.
the sword of burning.
Did we get the scepter out of the Queen of Thieves stuff? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is teeny tiny.
Here we go.
I figured that.
Eldrick figured it out.
All right, Casper. I hope you're ready for this.
Oh yeah, how's Casper doing?
He's typically rolled up.
Okay.
Hanging out.
So things to remember, we have, so Pluto has all of the relics. We now have
Yeah.
the seals distributed. We have a flying carpet. Any other items that we have in our inventory that we want to lay on the table. We have, who has the scroll of Meteor Swarm?
I think I gave all rat stuff back to him.
Yeah, I think I have it.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
The
Wait. Can Veo take some time to go through the tome of clear thought?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
If there's any preparations that you want to do, this is the time to do it.
I didn't think I could get any more dex.
I also have Scroll of Shape Change and Power Word Kill. And the Rod of Berserker.
Any healing potions that we can have?
How many would you like?
I mean, I have 3 superior, but I don't have any greater. So I don't know about you guys. Or supreme. I don't have any supreme.
Oh, we're all going in, right?
The
Going in hard?
Eldrick can provide you all with. Someone roll me a D4,
I'll do
a
a D4.
D6, and a D10.
I'll do the D6.
I will do the D10.
I did 2
On
On the
D4.
what? On the D4? So
5
2
on-
potions of supreme healing,
5 on the 6.
6 on the 10.
6 greater healing potions,
Okay.
5.
5 superior.
5.
So 2 of the best, 5 of the second best, 6 of the third best.
Yeah, so take 2 each.
And that's
of the
for all
grade.
6 characters.
That is the total potions that can be given to
So
you.
everybody gets a greater.
Okay, everybody gets.
Let me see what Rudy gets. Greater. Okay. And then Rudy has a supreme and 2 superior. Veo has no supreme and 3 superior.
Sebastian has 3 superior as well, no supreme.
What do you got?
I have 1 Supreme on Pluto
Okay.
and
What is
nothing
Wilhelm?
else.
Wilhelm.
And Wrath,
One.
as far as you guys didn't drink any of them.
I don't think we did.
No, you didn't.
Wilhelm only has 1 greater healing potion.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
you
give
can
him
take
a
some
gun,
potions.
yeah.
Oh no, he has
It's-
4 superior healing potions. There they are.
Okay.
I don't need the Supreme. That's fine.
Well, let's give. Can one of your characters and one of my characters take a supreme?
And
Sure.
Veo wants a supreme, but I just want to make sure anyone who has lower hit points for sure has them.
I'll take. Can I take between my characters 2 of the superior and
You're gonna have all of the superior.
2 of the?
I mean, how many
Okay.
superior do you need?
Yeah, I took 1 supreme and then 1 each of the greater.
Okay, I'll take 3 superior.
Yeah, I don't need any superior. I'll take 1 supreme.
I mean, so how many superiors are left?
Technically 2 left.
I'll hand them to Rudy, but Rudy's good at giving them out.
I'll take 1 more.
You want to take 1 more? Okay, so I'll take 1, and you take.
Yeah, I'll take 4.
And then how many greater did we have? Every
5.
character gets
6.
1.
We had 6. Everybody gets 1.
Everybody gets 1.
Okay.
Look at that. Good work, everyone. That should have taken way longer.
And again, if somebody really needs it, we have somebody to go around.
Okay. Now, the seals are dealt with. We know who's holding them.
We have a
The
bunch of.
relics are held.
I will just bring up one thing.
Oh, no.
Elias says. Each of the coronation ritual typically involves a pledge of allegiance in performing it. by each of the 6 participants that hold the seals. Formally, under proper circumstances, everyone would give their oath and their seal. And each of the 6 seals is meant to embody a virtue or a characteristic of the body or mind that needs to be kept in balance for the good maintenance of the nation. I would simply raise that it may be the case that you may wish to choose who carries each of the items for this purpose, not necessarily based on need, but based on their most capable attribute.
Like, for the seals.
Yes, there is an invocation that must be performed, a pledge that each of the seal holders must do to complete the ritual that completes the coronation. And it does require some conviction to be spoken properly. I can certainly let everyone know what is said, but there is magic at play, and I do remember when I took it with Ulrich IV, it calls on one's body or mind in some way, based on which seal they hold. Now, I worry, what if the corruption of the throne and the castle has rendered this process dangerous?
I imagine it's going to be, because if I'm not mistaken, part of the process is that I need to be sitting on the throne. The throne itself holds a certain level of magic, and that throne is corrupted.
And Eldrick says, and yes, and we have been able to, in the few times that I've heard word back, there was some sort of an interdimensional force that was at play in the throne room, was there not?
Now, Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto destroyed that interdimensional force on this end, and then destroyed it again, if I'm not mistaken, in the Dreamland.
We did that.
Or that was us.
That was us.
I get confused.
Yeah.
So many adventures.
Yes. We did that.
We went into the
together.
Dreamland and destroyed it on another plane. So it needs to be weakened, right?
We won't know until you go. And Sebastian, Wrath, you should examine the throne carefully to see what could go wrong in this process.
Well, now that I have 2 staffs, I'm sure I can figure it out. One of them has
All I'm
detect
saying
magic.
is that
It detects the other one because they're too close together.
Uh-oh.
I remember.
That was ignorant.
I remember that when I took the oath, when I held the Lord Commander's badge, it pulled on my own well of strength. I could feel it in my own muscles as I spoke.
Wait, strength for my seal?
Yes.
Like physical strength.
Yes.
Not mental strength.
Physical strength.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
And I seem to recall the Chancellor's crest pulling on one's force of personality, because it is the diplomats.
Well, I'd be in trouble there, wouldn't I? I think I'm wondering if maybe Chancellor's not best for me.
Chancellor might need to go to Wrath.
Yeah.
And Rudy, I think you should take the Lord Commander's seal. Temporarily.
Temporarily.
I'm not electing you Lord Commander unless you want to.
Can we surmise? I don't want to like blow it open here, but like roughly what is the attribute associated with?
Yeah, if someone wants to give me a history check.
Wait.
Old Patch Eye over here.
Yes, I will give you a history check.
Okay. Which seal do you want to examine? Because I'll need a check for each.
A history check for each?
Yeah.
Do you want to do
So we've already determined
strength and
strength,
charisma?
which has gone to Rudy. and Charisma, which has gone to Wrath. I will do...
Which seal do you want to examine?
Let's do the staff.
The staff.
I rolled a 2, so that is going to be a 23.
The staff would be based on intelligence.
Oh dear.
That's actually a failing point for all of our characters,
Sebastian has a +2.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
So he's got the best chance.
So I guess Sebastian stays with the staff.
Although you just be careful because
Can anybody cast guidance on him?
Raph
like-
can.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
With guidance, we're good.
Okay.
Enhanceability? Do you have enhanceability?
Nope.
With guidance, we're good.
Okay. Any other ones that you want to examine?
So we've done the Chancellors. The Spy Master.
Give me a check.
I rolled a 1, so that's going to be a 23.
This bodes well. Spy Masters is based on dexterity.
So Veo.
Veo. Veo gets the Spy Master. I can't roll lower than a 23 on
I have
the
a
history
plus
check.
Okay.
6 dexterity.
So,
Please.
from what you can examine, the attribute associated with each seal is Strength for the Lord Commander's badge, Constitution for the Steward's seal,
Which I still think Elias maybe.
Dexterity for the Spy Master's signet, Intelligence for the Inscrutable Staff, Wisdom for the High Flame Keeper's Reliquary, and Charisma for the Chancellor's crest.
So I should take the Chancellor's crest as
Pluto?
Wrath.
Oh.
Pluto's got the.
And Pluto is going to take the phylactery. His wisdom isn't great,
What
but it's
is
a
it?
+2.
It's so.
It's still better, I think.
The
I
other-
think he's even with everybody.
The other thing to consider, I don't know if it helps, but I have Intellect Fortress with Rudy as one of my 3rd level spells.
What does that do?
One willing creature can resist psychic damage as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. I
That
don't
might
know-
be good
I don't
to
know if it's a
put
saving throw,
on
but
either Pluto or Sebastian during
Yeah.
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
You ready with that?
it's concentration, but I can at least like have it
Guidance.
ready to go.
Guidance could also help.
I'm going to cast a lot of guidance, just remind me.
So yeah. I think we sorted it.
Yeah, that seems fair. I mean, we have at least best in slot for the good ones, and then the ones that we need help with, we'll just...
Are there any other ways that you can think to bolster our defenses or our abilities before we perform this rite?
When you say defenses, do you mean like mental and physical defenses, or do you mean like getting troops?
Eldrick says, I am concerned that the throne is contaminated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got some Expurgo.
We have a supply of Expurgo. That could be helpful. I will inject myself before sitting upon the throne. Would a neutralizing field around the throne help?
That might be a good idea.
And
Maybe we
Doesn't
give it
somebody-
give it to Wilhelm,
the
the neutralizing field.
uh,
We give Wilhelm the ability to cast it.
Sebastian is no longer attuned to his ring, so he could give the ring.
No, he can't.
No.
No,
Only
Veo
with
has a
Academy
ring.
rings, only you can attune to your set of rings.
Veo has a ring.
Also,
Although the Spy Master
Because
ring
if we
might
can
be better
give,
for me.
if we can give, Wilhelm the ability to cast it so it emanates from him, it would probably have the best chance. That way we don't have to worry about someone else being near him.
Wilhelm can't cast from a scroll though.
No.
I don't know what a magic spell is. I can cast
You're asking the least
neutralizing
magic person
field.
to do it.
I don't know.
What if we did because it emanates from yourself, right?
Just stand near me.
Ophelia Reed also says, I'm willing to come with you on this expedition to provide support as I can.
How high is your wisdom?
Much higher. She definitely has a higher wisdom than Pluto.
Perhaps the phylactery should go to her, and then after, would you let Pluto borrow it
But-
after the ceremony?
The only downside, well, I can do it. I'm willing to do it, but I do get some really cool stuff when I have the phylactery and the shield.
Oh, like you got a set bonus?
right?
Yeah, he gets set bonus.
Okay.
So I can.
But-
he gets the ability to cast the heal spell 3 times.
No, you got to keep it.
So I could, but is that worth it though?
Well,
like if we give her
Can
the
she
phylactery.
neutralizing field?
Because Pluto could also.
I don't know how to do that myself. No. I can purge contamination, and I do have healing magic. And I can offer guidance and enhance ability. So she could cast enhance ability on one person.
Sebastian just says,
I have a tome of understanding.
Your picture book?
Yeah, and it's about wisdom. So it shows it's a picture book of the do's and don'ts of life. So it's like a guy putting his hand in fire, and then it's a big X through it, and I'm like, interesting. And then there's other ones where it's like
Okay.
an old man telling a
don't
young
do what Donnie...
don't does.
Yeah, don't do what Donnie don't does.
And so
Yep.
after I finish reading it, because we said we can buff this, right? We can get ready. My wisdom's a 16.
Okay, no,
Hey.
that's good. I think you keep the phylactery. What was Sebastian about to say? I put the goggles on. What did I...
So quick question on these. So now that we're switching them around, are we attuning if we want to attune to them, or...
All that I know is Sebastian's
If you
going to
want
stay
to.
attuned to the staff.
Yeah, I'm just saying Veo is going to give the commander seal to Rudy, and Rudy's going to attune to it versus...
If you want to
Not,
attune
right?
to it,
The
yeah.
only
Well, it's
trick
got
is
such
that
a
we
good-
won't be able to attune to something. Probably. I mean, Monty, you can correct me. Like, you can't do it like mid-fight.
No, you'd have
You
to
would
decide
spend
beforehand.
downtime. Yeah. So I would.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. This is your consult the shopkeepers, do your save point stuff before you progress further.
Just for the sake of protecting Wilhelm, Sebastian chimes in and says, I can stand next to the throne and cast neutralizing field. That's no problem. I can concentrate on that.
And Pluto. One thing is that if he does ditch the phylactery, which heals fine, but if I ditch the phylactery, I can use my spell storing ring instead, and I can also do neutralizing field. So what would you guys rather?
What would you rather, Pluto?
I mean, heal's good. Oh, it does something else though too. I can see invisible things. I can cast heal spell 3 times per day, and I can see invisible creatures.
You know, this is a tricky situation. We're going into an extraplanar room. The last thing I want to do is be like, yeah, give up the seal, and then we go in there and start getting murdered by invisible things, and I'm going to be like, come on. Why don't... Yeah, I don't know. Listen to your heart.
Well, I mean, if we bring Ophelia Reed, she can cast heal, right?
True.
I can cast it once, yes.
And she's pretty strong in terms of
But-
healing.
But you now have a great wisdom. You just read a picture book.
It did tell me a lot about
I mean,
reflecting on
again, I think you got to do what you think is right.
It was a bunch of riddles too. Like a man is in a car accident, and his wife is the surgeon. What's his daughter's name? Ophelia Reed.
It may be that we need to assess the situation once we're able to study the throne.
True.
Sure.
True.
So...
We also have a get out of there now thing. Can you get us out of there quick, Sebastian?
I can teleport us to not out of Drakkenheim, but I can at least probably get us out of the throne room if we need to.
Okay.
Or I could turn into a big shadowy bird and fly some of us out. I have a few get out of there
Okay.
cards.
Sorry, Jill, you were.
No, for Rudy, now that Rudy has the Lord Commander seal, she can do the whole within 10 feet of Wilhelm. Save his life kind of thing. So
Right.
I just want to keep that in mind because I'm essentially going to have to take off my cloak of protection to do that. That's worth it, right? The
Well,
possibility of being able to save your life versus a +1 on the things.
+1 AC is not bad.
AC
Plus one to
on
all of
saving
her
throws.
saving
Oh,
throws,
yeah.
though, is the big deal.
Bear in mind as well, Wilhelm, that this will attune you to the crown of Westmar, so you'll need to decide what attunement slot you're going to give up for the crown.
Yes. Maybe it's time to retire the hand crossbow of warning.
Maybe.
It's done me so well.
Well, you can still use it as a crossbow, but not.
I mean, my sword shoots lasers.
I'm just saying if you were still doing the two-handed
My sword has kind of overpowered the crossbow of hand warning. I literally keep it on my belt to warn me of enemies.
Yeah, no.
But perhaps... Now, I will let you all know, if I unattune from this crossbow, I will be able to be surprised. So when you come up behind me and go, boo, I will be much more...
When are you going to unattune it?
Probably right before I sit on the throne with the crown.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to take Lord Commander Steel, because we can get the extra hit points.
And then, once I'm attuned, I'll have the power of wishes.
And you can wish to never be surprised again. Totally appropriate wish.
Cut to years later, Wilhelm walks into the castle, the lights flick on, and everybody's like, surprise, happy birthday! And he's like, sorry. My wish, no. This is not what I meant.
Wait, do you have alert
Damn
or no?
you.
What?
Alert?
I think I have alert.
Doesn't that
Yeah, doesn't
make
that-
you say you to get me
Doesn't that stop you from being
surprised?
surprised?
I don't know. How does D&D work, guys?
You should watch a channel. There's this channel that's really great with these two guys that like talk about.
Yeah, what does my hand crossbow of warning even give me right now?
Advantage on initiative.
Yeah, advantage on initiative.
Oh.
There you
so you're
go.
plus
Okay,
13.
there you go.
Yeah, instead of plus 13 with advantage, I'm only going to have a plus 13.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
It's going to be tragic, but I think I can do
so we
it.
start like doing the equipping scene where we're like grabbing stuff off the table and like putting it on and
Yeah.
helmet. And,
Yeah.
We're like comparing. We're like, does this look cooler on your outfit? Does this look cooler?
And I'm like grabbing a thing and like putting it on Rudy's belt while she like fixes your eye patch.
Yeah, it's the classic montage of like the
Everyone's-
gearing up montage,
gearing
and we're
up
all
montage.
like potions.
Veo puts on the ring and she's just like, disguise, disguise. Just sitting there changing her appearance at will. I like just who I am. I go back to being myself.
We like you for who you are too.
Oh.
So with all these decisions in place,
And we have no regrets about it. Even later when you
And-
surprise us
Aquax broke
with
up.
something like, why didn't you take blank? We'll be like, we didn't think about that.
Okay, let's address the delirium crystal in the room. What were the options that we had for this giant crystal? Because I think now's the time to bring that back into play. And I think we are no longer. Sebastian says, like, I'm no longer Team Super Shield. That ship sailed.
that would have been the an ideal power source to install in the inscrutable tower, had you wanted to do that. It seems to me that the intent now, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that with the power of the throne secured and the city secured, the process of destroying all the delirium in Drakkenheim will begin.
Yes.
Yes. Now, once we are able to control the throne, we will be able to control the bronze dragon, Minazorond, as well as the guardians of the city. This will give our forces a huge advantage over the monsters that stalk the streets. And Ophelia Reed adds in, now, I still believe that if we were able to secure the bones of Argonath in the cathedral, we would be able to resurrect the dragon, Argonath, using the relics. And the dragon could be a critical asset in actually destroying all the delirium in the city.
I mean, the old saying, two dragons are better than one. I heard that somewhere.
That would be a massive asset.
Question, says Sebastian. I assume that the dragon bones are large. The last time I tried to remove a large object from a location and move it to another location, I murdered myself and Wrath. By the way, hi Wrath, good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
I thought I killed you. I'm glad you're alive.
Well, it turns out I can't be killed, so...
I did kill you.
Well, wasn't it a delirium-infested corpse?
Yeah, so one was a delirium-infested corpse. What does this look like? How do you expect us to remove the dragon bones?
What I think the best thing is simply securing the bones in the cathedral. Currently, Lucretia Matthias and the followers of the Falling Fire have taken over the cathedral.
So it's less about getting the bones out and more about us making sure Lucretia Matthias's people are no
Just
longer
get the
there.
access to the bones. We just
Our
need to be able to get-
preliminary reports from the field also indicate that we believe that following the incident at St. Selena's, that Lucretia Matthias and what remains of her most immediate followers have relocated themselves to the cathedral.
Great.
incident.
Lucretia
It's
is
called an
there,
incident now.
we think.
We've had some scout reports that have tried to survey the damage after St. Selena's. We know that many of the followers of the Falling Fire have fled the city and are well, we've been having a little bit of unrest in Emberwood Village with the number of followers of the Falling Fire that are there now.
What?
Oh,
Do you think your dad's okay?
is there any problem? Like, is my family? Are they causing like problems?
Not your family.
No, not my family. Are the followers causing problems? Do I need to go?
Sort it out. We gotta go deal with it.
Yeah. Do you want me to deal with them?
Ophelia Reed says, "Now I'm concerned in that case specifically, because if there was a fight between the followers of the Falling Fire and the people of Emberwood Village, if there's violence, if that escalates,
I don't want anything happening to my family.
it could be bad. It could be a bad look if violence happens. Tension is high in Emberwood, and the followers of the Falling Fire that are there in Emberwood outnumber the forces that we have in place there. But most of them are, you must understand, Wilhelm, most of the followers of the Falling Fire that are there, they're just common folk. And and Ophelia Reed jumps in, and this is the heart of the issue, this is all a bit of a disturbance between normal everyday folk that have just been following Lucretia Matthias. And if they're getting agitated and they're causing problems, it might not be an issue to deal with them, so to speak.
It might need to be.
But slaughtering a bunch of common folk
No, that's not an option.
and causing a fight in Emberwood Village, that's not going to look good.
Is there a way? I worry that even sending troops to Emberwood Village would cause a possible uproar. The visibility of us putting people in place to protect Emberwood could even spur more outrage towards those people.
Could we put people... Just thinking with my spy master ring on now. Could we put spies? Could we put undercover? Could we make sure there's at least like some people there not in? Just to make sure that we can't abandon the people of Emberwood Village to be bullied.
Okay. What if we place the Ochtenwald Irregulars? They're an assortment of soldiers. They kind of fly under
You
their
want
own.
to send werewolf mercenaries to lock down a small village.
No,
Former
not
werewolf mercenaries.
not the werewolf.
No, the
mercenaries.
irregulars.
the
My
irregulars.
crew.
They would just hole up at Red Lion Hotel because that's where they're going to be staying. Because there's a bunch of them.
The irregulars also have a pretty serious reputation as like the irregular. So you want to send the mercenary force that blew up a dam and destroyed half of Toddsfeld.
Listen, I mean, people didn't know it was me.
I
until
know what
said
to
so,
do.
So
I mean, you made it sound bad, but I thought that they would just hang out at the hotel, and if something happened,
Sure.
There is a
But-
place.
can we
But-
disguise them?
I mean, we could put mustache. Okay, yes, go ahead.
There's a place, the Bay, Ashafen Bay. It's horribly corrupted.
It's also hundreds of miles away.
We transport them there
Transport who?
The
Followers?
followers.
You want
because-
to transport hundreds of people, hundreds of miles.
Yes.
How?
Through teleport. We just teleport them. Create a gateway.
You want to like grab them off the streets and forcibly teleport them
No, they
Open
need,
up a rip in space and time.
This is,
to a contaminated bay.
but the contamination will have almost zero impact. These are the followers. They have
They're not all,
a lot of them have completed the rites. They have delirium in their chest. They are immune to the ill effects of contamination. They would be the perfect candidates to begin settling that place again. That place is barren.
But we're going to be cleaning up the bay.
I know, so they can start.
what happens if
You're talking about a huge group of displaced people that are going to be putting an immense amount of pressure on a local place. They need a place to go where they will be undisturbed.
So you're saying that when we bring Lucretia Matthias in, we send the pilgrims to occupy.
Like, truly, the pilgrims are from all these other places, right?
I mean,
they're from all over Westamar.
It isn't a bad idea that we do have a town that is laying empty because of contamination, and we do have a group of displaced people that are immune to contamination.
Or at least they want to be.
Well, hold on. What if, what if in the circumstances, they start losing their faith? What happens to the ones with delirium in their chest?
That's a good question, says Wilhelm. The swapping is getting very annoying.
Look, the options.
What happens?
These people. I mean, not to sound crude, but like, I think we all heard what Pluto, Veo, and Sebastian did to a group of them.
The ones with delirium in their chest, I don't know if there's any saving them.
And look, you did what you had to do. But these people, they will not, unless they're willing to go back to their former lives. They need a new place. And if it's not in Emberwood Village, then where?
From what we've been able to determine about the followers of the Falling Fire, the pilgrims that have done this sanctification have assembled with Lucretia Matthias in the cathedral.
It's the non-sanctified ones that have fled.
Yes, and that are now in Emberwood Village.
Perhaps it is worth then going and... Perhaps this is a chance for the Silver Order, or...
Look, you have money. You got tons of money. I think you build temporary shelters and placements. You give them a place that they can lodge and sleep and eat, whether it be within Emberwood Village or on the outskirts. Use your money. Look
I
generous.
thought you were going to say bribe, though.
No, actually, that's a...
It's like,
Like use
they're
you
faithful
you
people.
have such a great resource. I'm staring at a giant diamond.
This may be an issue to solve after you have the full power of the crown behind
I
you.
agree, but I do think that we're onto something here, is that rather than
Show
create a
mercy.
scene,
Yeah.
we show mercy. We show them that they are allowed to be part of Emberwood Village. They're displaced, they're confused. Let's send a few troops, not to stop them, but to bring them blankets, to set them up in local farmsteads, to supply them with some food,
Shelter.
Ophelia
shelter.
Reed says, "That is very admirable of you, Your Majesty. I think that that's a wonderful idea."
I think that by showing these people kindness, it helps let them know that they haven't lost everything by losing Lucretia Matthias, that their faith was one thing, but that there's more out there, and that they have a king who's willing to help them.
Yeah.
that's very noble.
Very well. I will put that plan into action, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Now back to the giant delirium crystal, though. We get several things. We occupy the cathedral. Perhaps it's best that we again send, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say Team Destruction.
Who's that?
Sorry, I
Your
wasn't
Majesty,
clear.
we're actually called Dragon Force. That's all right.
Right, Draken Force. We send them to the cathedral to... Now, okay, here's the other issue. They failed miserably at capturing Lucretia Matthias.
I wouldn't to say miserably,
No,
but we were at a
No, it was
slight
pretty miserable.
Yeah,
disadvantage.
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
We brought it back.
I was like, I killed an
She-
angel and then just stood up again. And I
She
was like, I
basically
don't know.
told us to go to our room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Like after
scolded us.
scolding us.
Yeah.
And we did. We went to our room.
Maybe I consider
We went to her room.
Maybe I consider lost miserable in Drakkenheim to be death. I have a low bar.
Oh no,
Very
for
low
me,
bar for what miserable
humiliation is worse than death.
Yeah, it was.
So that was humiliating.
Yeah.
How are we going to bring Lucretia Mathias in? We couldn't do it before.
I think with like Wrath and Rudy and Wilhelm's help,
So you think all 6 of us should go?
I think we might need to do it as a team. Go in, take her down, get the dragon, and then go to the throne room.
What is
Now-
she going to do if we have control of Minas Orond?
Dragon.
So maybe Argonath happens after the throne.
Yeah, just go to the throne
Get a
first,
dragon.
crown you,
Get another dragon.
And then
go.
and then we
her
ride a
after.
dragon to the cathedral.
Because what we need the dragon for is not to take the throne. We need it to destroy the delirium, and that's not until after.
Yeah.
And
We need the city first.
we need the throne.
Yes.
Take
So
the
that-
throne, take the cathedral.
Yeah.
Then we have everything we need to take on the crater.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
There it goes.
And at some point, Wilhelm, at some point, I still want to point out that we should all expect that the Queen of Thieves and an army of constructs could show up at any moment. She has gone into hiding, but the last thing we really heard from her, well, she talked to Veo a while ago.
She tried to entice us when we were trying to resurrect
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did she tell you anything about her plans?
Uh,
I know that was
no.
a week
Well,
or 2 ago.
Sorry. She wanted
It
to.
was at least last week.
It was at least a week ago.
Uh,
Not like last year or anything.
Wilhelm.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Queen of Thieves and what she was offering me, she was offering to help save my dad. What's gonna happen? Do we know what's gonna happen when you take the throne? When you control it? When he doesn't have to anymore?
I promised you that I would use my first wish to free your father. And that is what I'm going to do. Sebastian chimes in here. I should be honest with everybody. I need to be honest with everybody.
So here we go.
They were being honest.
Oh no, I am honest. I'm just remembering that I need to let you guys all know something. Included in these plans, Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there. It's gonna sound selfish because everything I say somehow sounds selfish. I would like to stop by the inscrutable tower somewhere in here, because if I get my mom a mirror, you guys remember the mirror from the old house?
Mm-hmm.
That's my mom's mirror.
Yeah.
If I get that for her, just get it, she will contact me and I can learn the wish spell.
But how long is that going to take?
We just pop, it's my apartment.
But Wilhelm's going to get the wish spell.
It's an errand, is what
Yeah,
I think. He's trying
Wilhelm-
to stress that it's like a 15 minutes.
It's like 15 minutes in and out. Listen, the Academy,
Is it? Is that?
the Academy owns the inscrutable tower. I have a house. We're going to my house to pick up my things along the way. It's
Is it-
on the way.
Is it
Pack
on the
a
way?
bag. Pack a bag.
It's on the way.
Okay.
It's
It's a
a
go bag.
little bit
He's
out of
gotta
the
get
way.
his go bag.
Or like it's 5
Okay.
minutes out of the way, guys. And listen,
So
to try to bring this back to the point, Wilhelm is not a magic user.
no.
Wilhelm is being very generous, thank you, Wilhelm, and kind. He made a promise to you, Vea.
Yeah.
But we all made a promise too.
Yeah.
Wilhelm,
Everybody is promising
Yeah.
to help me with my dad.
listen, Wilhelm gets the crown. He gets 3 wishes for his entire rule as king.
Okay.
I learned the wish spell.
Yeah.
Unlimited wishes.
Unlimited wishes with the
Probably.
caveat that I could lose it at some point, but that doesn't
At
matter.
any point. I thought
No.
it was at any point.
Yeah, okay,
Isn't that
but-
what Zelvaka said?
But
Yeah.
you could get like 30
So you could
wishes
only have
before
one
that.
wish.
Yeah, but I could have 1,000,000.
Hmm.
And I will use the first one to free your dad.
The crown regains 1 charge every 10 years.
Wilhelm, how long you plan on living?
We have a spell or a scroll to
Yeah,
keep
we have a
bringing him
scroll.
back. Okay, but
All I'm saying is more
we
wishes.
can't do it before the crown, or else the city just.
Why does the city?
Because my dad's holding it together right now.
Sebastian, like really, truly, how fast do you think? Like, does it take to learn a spell? Like, are you like, is it instant? Do you just you read over the notes, or is this like days and weeks of training?
If you had asked me 2 years ago when we were first meeting, weeks.
You're
asking me now. I've gotten pretty good. At this.
I make eyes towards Eldrick, and I'm like,
Eldrick? Come on, no.
Eldrick, is he telling the truth?
I've gotten pretty good at learning spells.
My only concern, to be honest with you, Sebastian, is that the inscrutable tower might be the perfect place for someone like Alabaster to strike back against us.
I thought we owned the inscrutable tower.
We do, but it is Academy grounds, and Academy members have been moving into and out of the tower, working on the restoration project.
How would he know we're going to the inscrutable tower? He's fleeing right now.
Doesn't he know how to like make eyes though? Isn't that his whole thing? Making bodies.
Okay.
I'm sure he can.
Nevertheless,
make
Sebastian, we can see about retrieving this mirror for you.
I want to be adamant about the fact that I want this to be for all of us. I am going to use the wish spell.
I believe you. I absolutely believe you. And I think that is a very noble pursuit. In fact, if it seems reasonable, yeah, we do that first.
And if it doesn't, then don't worry about it. I just think that having more access to wish is better.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be about me needing wish. This is about us needing wish.
Yeah.
And we have potentially the option of getting 3 wishes.
You're like the guy with the boat. It's like, I don't have a boat, but I like that you have a boat. Because if you have a boat, then I get to enjoy your boat.
And Wilhelm's about to obtain a boat.
Yeah, and we just have to go get a mirror, and we're going to trade a mirror for a boat.
And then by doing that, we have 2 boats. And if you're going sailing with a whole army, do you want 1 boat or do you want 2 boats?
And if like 1 boat breaks, we have another boat.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Of just when do we need 2 boats?
And that I'm leaving up in the air.
I don't think we need 2 boats right now.
I'm
you
not.
know, the analogy falls apart when you say that, and so that's where I think it gets a little muddy.
I'm not saying that we need to go get a boat right now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be transparent with everybody that there is another boat out there, and it is an option for us to get a second boat.
Wrath, can you make the oars for the boat?
No.
Let's go get a boat.
Okay, that's on the table now.
Okay. Yeah, no, that you know
Okay.
what? I think that's a great idea. I just think we can't even use it until we get that crown
What if
anyways,
we split up?
right?
What if we...
But we need all of us for the seals, and we need all of us for Lucretia. And I imagine that the boat could happen in between the seals and Lucretia.
Yeah, the longer we wait to do the seals with all of us ready to go, I just think
Indeed.
Queen of Thieves.
This has been a long time coming, and certainly, Wilhelm, once with you invested with the power of the crown, we have what the Queen of Thieves has always wanted.
Yes. Which is probably she'll make her play after I obtain. Because it's easier to take something from me than it is to take it herself.
Well, there is one other thing. The crown's power only returns once every 10 years. If you use all 3 of the wishes, then there's nothing for her to take.
But then there's also nothing for me to ensure. Those 3 wishes could be vital to restoring Westamar.
Indeed.
Which is also why Sebastian's idea could be important to have a 4th wish. But we need to trust in Sebastian and me to use these wishes well.
Yes, we will.
And lastly, okay, this giant crystal. Is it used to resurrect the dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Someone get this out of the room because he's so focused on it.
Ophelia
I
Reed
just
says,
need to know what...
Move it out of the room.
We went through a lot of
Pages.
trouble to obtain this crystal, and I remember there was a
Ophelia
list.
Reed says, the Diamond of Mount Cadath. The Diamond of Mount Cadath is what we would need for Argonath.
That is the Von Kessel inheritance. I thought you needed the crystal. Oh, okay.
So what do we need the crystal for?
Guys, unlimited funding just went down to like mostly
we have
unlimited
a
funding.
dragon sword.
Well,
Wait, in the forest?
We do have a
Eldritch
dragon sword,
does
but we
say-
no longer have a dragon sword and a priceless crystal.
Oh.
this pristine delirium geode, if you mean to destroy all of the delirium, is there any possibility that you will allow some amount to be maintained in the Academy possession for the creation of a limited number of stable items and artifacts? Because we could still install this prismatic geode in the inscrutable tower as a power source for other experimentations in magic.
That, Eldrick, is a great idea, which entirely depends on who is in charge of the Academy.
Very well. Then we will leave that for now.
I could see using it for that if, say, you were in charge of the Academy, because we have rapport and I trust you. You, River, even Sebastian, sometimes Wrath. I trust you guys that if you were in charge of the Academy, which is what I would like to see, I would hand over the crystal to you to continue to learn from Delirium in a very controlled manner. What I don't trust is the current directorate using it for good. Does that...
Some of them.
Some of them. You know, Zelvaka, from what I heard, he could stay.
Yeah, he's nice.
He seems cool.
He's good.
Raph, your dad? No,
Yeah, we don't like him.
I don't like him. Probably, from what I've heard, your mom too might need to go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really.
We can interview her, see if she's right for the role.
Yeah.
if she passes the test.
I'm gonna reorg.
What
Yeah.
about Bruce? Would you guys? consider Bruce?
Absolutely, no,
No.
no.
Not even a little
sorry,
bit?
Bruce is no.
He's kind of outside of the same morals we need to really be leading that part of the
Everyone has a
organization.
problem with worshiping a cat.
Listen, worship, a different story, but people want to worship cats, you know.
I'd like
I think
to
that
table
all of
this
our
for later.
preparations are in place.
Okay.
You should all take a rest and decide how you want to, and we'll set out for the throne tomorrow.
Throne, cathedral, the crater,
Indeed.
Maybe tower.
maybe the tower.
TBD on
Yeah,
the
if it's
tower.
convenient for you guys, you know, if it works out. Just saying more wishes.
Wrath, as the others disperse, Bruce comes to you and says, "That is a powerful spell they are talking about wielding.
Yes,
Don't you think that you deserve that kind of power?"
I know I deserve it, and I would wield it in much better ways than a guy with one eye and a guy with two stabs. How do I get it?
You should convince the red-headed mage to teach it to you.
Yes, he would. We're friends.
Remind him how useful it was when the two of you worked together to defeat the Duchess.
It was so useful.
Wouldn't it be useful to have two who could both channel such a powerful spell when the time comes to confront that great crystal at the heart of the crater?
Like, as he's saying this in my head, I jog to catch up to Sebastian.
Should we do the scene right now?
Sebastian.
Bruce says, "That crystal, I want it.
You want the crystal?
I want the delirium heart, and I want you to send it to my realm,
Wait, the delirium heart in the
in
meteor?
the crater.
In the crater. That is your wish?
Send it to me, I want it. It's shiny."
Well, I could simply do that with the wish spell.
If you have the wish spell and the geode, you will be able to send it to me in my realm.
I need the geode too.
You will need it to empower you to cast the spell,
Oh, got it.
to break the bonds of that mighty spell, of even that mighty spell.
Sebastian.
You'll do this for me, correct?
Yes.
They will be none the wiser. They will think that you have done a great thing.
This is a great thing. It is a great thing to rid Drakkenheim of that awful crystal. It is best kept in your hands, Bruce. I think you know how to contain its power and use it properly. This I believe. Together we will do great things.
You may still need to break it to get it through the cat door.
Like, bust it up a bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
and send the shards to me in my realm.
Okay. You do not forget that there is the door underneath the throne room.
Yes, that's where they will go.
Okay. The door is locked, but it is not broken. I can open it.
You can open it at any time,
Perfect. I can't wait to send you the
even
gift.
just for a moment.
These are the gifts
They
that
will be
you-
none the wiser.
This is not trickery. This is a great gift I give to them. I remove the terribleness of this crystal. It corrupts them, Bruce. It turns them into awful monsters. I saw it, the greed of my father. He uses it poorly. You need to be the keeper of the crystal. Thank you. Thank you for protecting us from
Learn the
ourselves.
spell from the red-headed mage. Use it to send the shards to me through the cat door.
That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Sebastian!
Wrath? Wrath, I've been meaning to talk to you alone.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I'll meet you back at Cuddle Puddle in the room.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll be there in a few.
Cool.
What's up?
Well, you made some great points in there. The idea of having not just one wish spell through Wilhelm,
Yeah,
but a second wish spell through you. That would create...
it's insurance.
Yes, great insurance. And all it made me think was, I think it's so important that if your mother has the power to teach you the spell,
I could teach it as well.
you could teach it to me. And if you were to teach it to me, we would have another layer of protection.
Insurance on the insurance.
Yeah, it's like having two insurance providers for
You've-
your boat.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why that would be a bad idea.
I think it would just be a great way. Like, I think I've proven myself a competent spellcaster. As you can tell, I cannot die for some reason. I keep trying to die and I can't die.
Same.
I'm invincible.
Same.
And together, if we both had the wish spell, we could then maybe have more control over who learns it in the future.
Oh my
We
god.
would be the next generation of the Academy Mages.
Right. Wrath, can I ask you a very serious question?
Yes.
Just gonna be blunt with it.
Okay.
Are you power hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, that's me too a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that, and that's what I think draws me to you.
You know what? Listen, okay.
The Lichdom thing is beyond wild. Like, look
Isn't
at your
it
hand.
cool?
Look at your hand.
Like, look at that.
I am
Oh my god.
deeply envious.
Oh man. Okay.
I am
I-
incredibly envious of your power
We
that
should-
you've
do you-
siphoned.
Do you want to grab like coffee sometime or like?
Yes, you have to tell me all about these different worlds you visited.
This is great. Nobody gets
This is the
me.
first conversation also because you thought that you destroyed Wrath.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to that. Says my conscience. Raph, I've been meaning to talk to you. This is a complicated thing I want to say. It's
Yeah.
there's two conflicting emotions that I'm feeling right now, and I want to express both of them to you.
Okay.
Emotion number one. Okay, wait. Good news, bad news. Do you want the good emotion or the bad emotion?
Whatever feels right.
All right, I'm going to start with the bad. We'll move on to the good. Bad emotion. I am so sorry. I tried to make it very vocal that it was extremely dangerous. And the reason why I didn't want you involved in the Duchess thing was not because I didn't think you were capable. It was because I knew that I was invincible and I didn't know you were invincible, and I didn't want to be responsible for your death. And there was a little moment there where I felt responsible. I felt like I dragged you into it and you got disintegrated. We both did. I'm glad, moving on to the good thing, I'm glad it was you. Because you came back. Nobody else would have. And I just want you to know that I do not want to put you in harm's way. That is not what I want for you. I'm really growing to like you, Raph. You're one of the only guys who gets me. My best friend and my new best friend and my old best friend, they're having a hard time. I mean, we're still best friends. We're still like a family, right? But I can't talk to them about this stuff like I can with you.
Wrath says to you, this one has low self-esteem. He will be easily manipulated with flattery.
Bruce.
You look great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You look really good. You look really slim after coming back, too.
Did you hear Lucretia just like ripped off me and was like, look, he's a hideous monster. You know how that feels?
I do.
Oh.
I've been a monster my whole life.
Man, me too.
And, you know, you found your own way of coping, and I found it through Bruce. And Bruce showed me the way.
I mean, Bruce.
And I know Bruce isn't for everyone.
I mean, I love cats.
But I
My best friend is kind of cat-like, you know?
What I will tell you is that no one will understand you like those that you have pledged yourself to.
No, I know.
You have given yourself to your mother. You have given yourself to that idea. And I know I am not stupid.
I know.
I know that I am not invincible, that I will die. But when I do, I will rejoin Bruce, which is, as far to say, is the closest thing to what the Seekers of the Light feel. I will be absorbed into the greatness. I do everything for his greatness, because he has given me the ability to come this far. If it wasn't for Bruce, we would not have accomplished. Me, Rudy, Wilhelm, what we did, it was through him that I was able to do.
You know, I don't necessarily always get the Bruce thing, but I can agree with the fact that, like, yeah, I died. I thought I was done with, and I went back to my mother, and I got to do something there. So I don't know what Bruce is, but
Are you guys in the hall while you're saying this?
We're I feel like we're walking down the...
Why do you want to get involved?
Rudy comes up behind you. All I hear is the Bruce talk, and I say, you know what, Sebastian? Bruce is
hi, Rudy.
great. I heard
Sorry,
you talking
were you-
about
were you-
Bruce.
were you-
No, I was just coming up behind. I saw you guys coming. I heard you talking about Bruce, and I gotta say, I was one of the skeptics. You don't really get it until you get it, all right? He's a great cat. I don't know what it is. I wasn't really a cat person before.
I gotta be
He's
honest,
so
Rudy
sweet.
helped me free him. He was tethered for millennia by these awful brain creatures.
I've always loved cats. You don't really need, like, I'll drink the Kool-Aid.
I'll be honest, the cat is the form that he takes so that our simple minds don't
Raph.
collapse. But you get that.
I'm also not stupid.
Exactly.
I know that you and I like to play like, oh, look at
Yeah.
us, we're bumbling fools sometimes. And yeah, sometimes I make terrible choices and mistakes, but I'm not an idiot. I know that Wrath is I know that Bruce is an extraplanar entity that is bestowing upon you powers,
Yes.
and that we barely can even scratch the surface of understanding it. And there's an element of that terrifies me, which is why I actually appreciate that it's a cat, because it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with the whole thing.
Yeah.
You do you. I obviously am dabbling with extraplanar entities myself. A lot of people are confused by that. They get really mad when you tell them they made a deal with a fiend in order to try to gain ultimate power to save everybody.
I mean,
But you get that.
yeah, but Bruce is Bruce, you know? Like, it's not quite the same, all right? And, Wrath, I'll give you the space to let him know. I'm just saying, as I back away and I'm going
And you
to
slowly
my
like go
room.
back into a
Praise Bruce.
into a bush.
Just give it a thought. It's not quite the same as making deals with devils, all right? And I...
See, even she doesn't get it.
Well, this is the thing, and I believe that Bruce is here to help us. He was there for when the first warlocks gained their power.
That's
He
insane.
was one of the first that they reached out to, the humans. I believe he is, for better or for worse, the reason why we exist today. And that is the reason why I believe I need your help in securing the wish spell. By securing the wish spell, I can continue to help drive towards freeing Drakkenheim from this awful contamination and ridding it once and for all.
Yeah, done.
And I
Raph-
think we can do that together.
I think that this is brilliant. I see no issues.
And on that, that is where we'll end for today.
Thank you.
I have no reason to.
Just I'm very honest, and I truly believe that Bruce will help us.
Sebastian literally has no reason to argue with this. Like, I can't think of one. So,
And
Kelly's-
Rudy, great line. Rudy. Thanks for coming in. Big vocal supporter.
Question on, how long is this thrall thing?
Until
on
I
for-
decide it doesn't exist anymore.
Or let's take another one. Okay, cool. Does Rudy know when you stop it if it's a thing, or is she just like?
That's a good
question.
That is a good question.
That's so funny.
Well, a big thank you to Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing all their characters today as we set the stage for some
for the
big,
fate
for the
of Drakkenheim.
fate of Drakkenheim. Yeah.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for all of his work behind the scenes and for the big smile and 2 thumbs up during the discussion on
Thank you.
Bruce's plan. And a huge thank you to Monty for running our session today.
Thank you, Monty.
Thank you.
Tonight was a different night, but we have many incredible assets produced by talented artists that we get to use in our tabletop games, and we encourage you to go out and support some of these amazing creators. We have wonderful terrain by Dwarven Forge. We have miniatures by Hero Forge and WizKids, some player character artwork by Elizabeth Pro, and the wonderful music by Tabletop Audio.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes shirts, including yes, what's the worst that can happen? Etc. Check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch. And of course, if you want to bring Drakkenheim to your table, check out Drakkenheim.com.
Our videos and live streams are made possible thanks to our incredible patrons. If you enjoy the work that we do here, please consider signing up for our Patreon. The links are right down below.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community exclusive for our patrons. And not only will you be able to join our Discord, but coming soon, depending on when this video airs, coming very soon, we are going to be adding a lot more to our Patreon. So make sure to check it out and keep your eyes on it because it is going to get a lot cooler in there very soon. We're going to be adding a bunch of new rewards and new tiers for people to join our Patreon and get more Dungeon Dudes goodies.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time in the dungeon.